Welcome to OMGG's Oh My Gluten-Free Goodness cooking series, where I will teach you how to turn gluten-free foods into gluten-free deliciousness. Today, we're going to try my take on my meatloaf. I use ground chicken instead of ground beef. I use buffalo wing potato chips instead of breadcrumbs. I add mushrooms that are buttered as an extra layer, and here's how I do it. So today is one of those days where I was feeling nostalgic and I wanted to make some meatloaf. So the challenge is sometimes, and it's not really a challenge, but it is what it is and you have what you have. If you do not have breadcrumbs, for instance, when making a meatloaf, you can substitute. So it's an all these day. I love these buffalo chicken wing potato chips. So I took those and then I put them in a food processor and I crumbled them up. And this is what I'm going to use as my breadcrumbs along with my eggs as a binder. So we're going to take 7 ingredients and turn this into gluten-free absolute deliciousness. So here's 2 packs of the Kirkwood ground chicken. And then I'm going to add 2 beaten eggs. Next, I'm going to add a mixture of my chopped onions and peppers. So I add about a cup, so that's roughly about a cup. I'm going to add some seasoning in here along the way. What I have here is some salt, pepper, and some all seasoning. And sprinkle some thyme in. And I'm seasoning as I go. So I have my season measured out, but I want to make sure that my meat and stuff is seasoned pretty good. And I'm mixing. And then I'm going to add these wonderful buffalo wing chip breadcrumbs to bind it all together here. And then we're going to add the rest of our seasoning in here. And that's about a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of pepper. I like mine spicy. About a teaspoon of thyme. Mix it all up together like we're doing here. And as you can see, it's binding up pretty good. And I like to give mine a little kick. So this is some sweet and spicy Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, just to give it a little right? And yes, as you can see on the label, it is gluten-free here. So I added some Sweet Baby Ray's sweet and spicy barbecue sauce, and I'm going to add like a dollop of some hoisin sauce, just to give it a little bit of richness and flavor. And yes, the hoisin sauce is gluten-free as well, as you can see. And we're going to continue to mix that up. Now that we got a little bit of kick to our meatloaf mixture. And you don't want too much binder in it because you don't want it to be dry. You want your meatloaf to actually be moist. And right here, we actually have some mushrooms as well. So beforehand, I had taken a tablespoon of butter and sauteed some mushrooms. I added a little bit of seasoning to the mushroom. And next up, we are going to take our pan here and get this stuff out the way. We're going to layer up this meatloaf. You got your mixture here, right? You're going to take some of it and add it. I have a 10-inch pan because I knew I was going to double um, my meatloaf. So I took a 10-inch loaf pan. I sprayed it with some olive oil. And then I'm going to take a layer of the mushrooms, put that in between. And like I said, you don't have to be fancy with it. Just put it in there because it's all going to play well in this gluten-free goodness sandbox. And then we put our remaining layer of meat for our meatloaf here and spread it around in your pan. And I always do like a brown sugar glaze on top after it's almost done. So I will come back and show you how to do that. Okay, so as promised, this is the sauce that I put on the meatloaf once it is almost done. So about the last 5 to 10 minutes. And that's a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I love this sauce. It's called bone sucking sauce. It is gluten free, and it is absolute deliciousness. As you can see right there, it says it's gluten free. I've been using it for years. It's like a sweet and kind of spicy sauce. And then I'm going to mix some honey barbecue sauce inside of here, just a little bit. And then I keep these packets of honey around, and we're going to add some extra honey, just a little bit. I like it sweet and sassy and spicy. All right, so you don't need that much honey. And then take this and you mix it around, and you are going to have the most delicious caramelized sauce on top of your meatloaf. And if you try it, so I baked the meatloaf at 350 for about an hour and 15 minutes. I added the sauce. And remember, gluten-free can be easy as long as you have the right recipe.